evening. Welcome back to They Think It's All Over, your weekly podcast from a bunch of writers who think they know shit but clearly don't. I am Ash. I support Newcastle. We've got Andy for Liverpool, Crippy for Villa, and Liam for Everton.
Liverpool.
Did I say Liverpool?
You did.
Oh, sorry, Andy. It's been that long since you've been on this. Since you've been on, I forgot who you support.
I just come on for the 7-0
as well.
To be fair, the reason I said Liverpool is because we were supposed to have a Liverpool fan on with us tonight. He might pop in later on, but you never know with Liverpool, do you? You never know if they're going to turn up or not.
It could have been worse if you'd got Liam mixed up with Liverpool.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, he did just left.
Yeah.
Already got his boxing gloves on, hasn't he? Him and Crippy ready for round 2 when it comes to penalties.
Yeah. Let's rumble.
Anyway, how are you doing, gentlemen?
Oh, good. Good, mate. Yeah, you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Canny. Obviously, I'm just not quite with it. I couldn't find the intro. I thought Andy supported Liverpool. It's going to be a long night. Anyway, what was that?
I said it is going to be a long night if we're going off a Crippy's run sheet.
Oh,
yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, could be a feature-length one tonight. So stick with us. Please get involved in the comments.
Like our transfer window one, it's going to be long as hell.
It'll be longer than that, yeah. Let's get cracking then. We'll start off with last week's score predictions. Another good week for Crippy, I think.
Ooh.
Lots of yellows there and a green.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Oh, what? I bottled the Liverpool game.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I can't believe that. I'm annoyed at that.
One that said
we all did.
Win.
Yeah, except for Liam.
I'm annoyed at that because I was even saying about them at Anfield and I didn't even back it. That's pathetic.
Well, I had to clip my Liverpool thing, didn't I?
Yeah.
Saying that there's nothing in it anymore. Fucking hell. Brentford Fulham, you all laughed when I said 2-2. Fuck you. Still didn't get us a point, but it's damn sight closer than anybody else.
There were goals.
Many a goal. Not as many as there were at Anfield, though. Was it at Anfield or was it Old Trafford?
It was Anfield.
Definitely Anfield.
It was Anfield.
They don't do that at Old Trafford.
The public toilet.
The public toilet? Oh, God, I am not with it at all.
Yeah,
Please, the run sheet tonight. You can lead me because I'm on a different planet here.
I'm going to be chatting so much bollocks tonight, I'll tell you.
As opposed to
yeah, Christmas week.
That you said last week just absolutely buckled me. As did that one.
That's cool.
Is that actually a full time though? Because that's amazing.
No, that's during the game. That one. I've seen when there's a reaction video of all the goals going in.
Oh, it's amazing.
He gets his phone out. You can tell him like he's taking a selfie, and then Neville looks as if to say, "You're taking the mickey," you know.
He gets seriously pissed off with him.
Absolutely love it. I mean, I don't love it so much that Liverpool hammered Man U because then they leaped us in the table, but small price to pay, isn't it, for embarrassing Man United?
It's a piece of history now.
Well, yeah, but then every game's a piece of history, isn't it? I mean, it happened. Anyway, Crippy, you've got on the rub sheet here about Goldstein on TalkSport trying to soften the floor.
I don't know if anyone else saw this, but they're so obsessed with United at the moment that it's all like, oh, this isn't a big deal for Manchester United. They'll be fine. They'll bounce back. It wasn't even that kind of game. If Liverpool had won 3-0, I reckon that's a worse defeat. I'm like, Goldstein, what the fuck are you talking about? I swear he said on air, if it was a 3-0 win for Liverpool, that's more worrying than 7-0 because this is just a freak result. It's like, Goldstein, what are you on about?
Yeah, but Neville said something similar as well, didn't he, on Sky Sports? It was like
there was a few of them that were
3-0, 4-0, but then with that, what you were saying on TalkSport, Goldbridge came on afterwards. He went, "Well, if you can take the 3-0, we'll have the 3-0 now if you want."
Yeah, it's
like,
just
ridiculous.
This is humiliation. No one forgets those big defeats. Like when United lost 6-0, 6-1 to Man City, when Arsenal lost 8-2 to Manchester United. No one forgets those massive games like that. You can't pretend that this isn't going to be a big deal, even if United are having a good season. This is a massive deal. They've been humiliated.
Yeah, it's not even like it was like Fulham or somebody random. It's one of the most bitter rivals. It's a
not that like Southampton lose. Was it like they lost 8-1 or that game, wasn't it?
They're never going to live it down.
No, this is embarrassing. They shouldn't be losing to any team at all. Manchester United, and they were run over.
Liverpool are going to dine out on this for years.
Can't blame them. It's pretty funny, isn't it? That they're one of their worst seasons. This is meant to be one of their worst seasons in a while, isn't it? But yet they're now creeping up on top 4 and they just smash their rivals. It's quite funny.
It's quite a turnaround for them.
Not good for Newcastle.
Shut up.
That
is actually the next thing on the list. Next thing on the list is Newcastle, and why the hell can't they score? It's getting old now. It's like I'm watching them at the weekend, and the amount of times I just shouted at the telly, just fucking shoot. I'm just sick of them passing it around on the box or like looking for that killer ball. Just fucking ping the ball in as hard as you can and hope for a decent deflection. You've got to ride luck at this point. If it's not going in through hard work, just got to try something stupid.
Yeah.
But they just won't, and it's pissing me off. And now what? Like if Fulham had won last night, they'd have gone above us.
Bloody hell.
That would have been us out of the European spots then. I mean,
it's sad as how it's turning out.
It's a weird time to be a Newcastle fan because we overperformed at the start of the season. There's no doubt. Like sitting in third, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But now, like, we can't score. We're not winning. We're dropping down the league, and yet still 6th would be fucking brilliant if we finished 6th.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like it's such a weird balance. Like the whole not getting the results thing. I think it's more just the run of form that we're on that's worrying fans more than where we actually are.
Yeah, and
Callum, no, he's not injured physically, possibly mentally. I don't know what's going on with him.
The thing is that you're not shipping goals and getting hammered, are you? That's worrying if you're getting hammered every week, but you're still grinding out draws, aren't you?
Yeah, the defence has gone off the boil a little bit, but they're still standing firm.
Yeah,
we're doing everything right. We're just not scoring. Even against Man City, we were possibly the better team for big spells of that game, but it's just not going for us in front of goal. And honestly, that's kind of important when you're trying to win matches.
It's sad, isn't it? When you're like I say, when you're third, then obviously thinking, well, let's try and stay in here if possible. I know it was a big ask, but then you're tailing away. And again, top 6 is still great, but it's like, well, make sure we finish the top 6 because we can't keep dropping points.
Still work to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the goal this season was a comfortable top 10 finish, which I think that's pretty nailed on now.
Yeah, you can surpass that.
It's like when we were sat in 3rd place at Christmas, if we did finish 9th, 10th, would it still be a success?
Probably not.
It's like when you're winning and you draw the game, it feels like a loss. But when you're losing and you draw the game, it feels like a win. It's one of them situations, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's pretty much sums up the season. But yeah, Isaac needs to come on. Isaac, or however you say it, needs to start playing instead of Callum. He's 63 million quid, most expensive signing we've done.
Yeah,
he sits on the bench to Callum Wilson, who couldn't score in a brothel at the minute. Doesn't make any sense. And obviously, it's not the Bournemouth connection because there's no love lost between Howe and Fraser, is there?
Yeah, that was interesting. Howe was quite honest about that as well. He said
brutal.
Yeah, he said he probably might not play for the club again. So clearly, it's an attitude thing, isn't it?
Fraser, though, he fell out of him when he was at Bournemouth, didn't he? Because he rejected the contract during COVID.
Exactly,
How mad is that? Just that refused to play, didn't he? Refused to commit.
Must have shit himself when they said, "Oh, we found our new manager, lads. It's Eddie Howe." Oh,
shit.
The thing is, though, I will say that managers haven't got time to have enemies like that in a squad.
Personal beef.
He just needs, he hasn't got time for that. He just needs everyone. I'm sure that if Fraser came with the right attitude and just said, right, let's put it behind us. I'm here to play now. This is the move I wanted. I did that because I wanted to play for a bigger club. Like obviously, Howe moved up as well in his career as a manager as well. So it's what you want to do as a player. If he really was putting it out on the training ground, I'm sure he'd be playing more. But clearly, there's an attitude thing where those two just clash.
They buried the hatchet almost immediately. Obviously, Fraser's attitude's just absolutely yonking at the minute. So
because he hasn't been
Howe's-
great, has he? In total, it wasn't even. Was it before Howe as well? He wasn't.
yeah, he's never done the biz.
No.
He's never really endeared himself to Newcastle fans either, because he always seemed to be magically fit for Scotland but injured for Newcastle. And that pissed us off. And then now he does this. And it's like, it's annoying because there's a player in there. I really like him. But
There's no Jared Bowen there.
No. But
he had one. No, but he Fraser had one good season at Bournemouth, didn't he? And then he was riding off that. And then he had a bad last season at Bournemouth, which was then when he was trying to broker for a move. And it's like, hold on, mate, you haven't really earned this because you weren't delivering, and yet you're acting like you're better than that. And that's exactly what Liam will think with Gordon, I'm sure.
That sounds a lot like
I was just thinking of Liam, like, yeah, that's something like that.
Of course, the irony is that this all come about after a failed move to Everton and in January. Well, whether that was ever actually going to happen, I don't know, but there was a link there, wasn't there?
But why would you want to be part of this?
We've been linked with Everton for so long, like over the past 5 years or so. It's always going to happen.
Well, you can have him, because I'm sure Eddie Howell the gates of Goodison.
All right, Jack.
Oh, he's driving, Jack. All right, okay, then. We'll let you off. I mean, you could have come on and said your piece about your team winning 7 now, but no.
I've sent him a message saying if he wants to come for the final 10, he can do. I'll send him a link, but
plenty of time, Jack. Don't you worry, mate.
I think we all know. I think we all know the answer to that one.
That's a good game, does Jack? All right, Newcastle covered. Can I move on from this horrible, horrible situation?
Yeah, didn't want to keep on kicking you.
Let's kick Liam instead. Got yourselves another point at the weekend.
Yeah,
led
did.
Twice. Should you have held
mistakes? Just mistakes again. I don't know if have you watched much of the day or watched the highlights or the game?
I watched the game, yeah.
No.
I saw the goals.
Just stupid. I mean, for the second one in particular, Decore, we had the chance to break, I think maybe 4-on-2. Decore gets the ball put right, but we've got the entire half to run into where it gets intercepted, and then, they score.
Yeah.
Same old then, really.
I will say though that referee was probably another one of the worst referees I've ever seen for both sides.
There was a couple of tackles. So Morgan Gibbs-White, I don't know how many tackles or fouls he wants to put in before he got booked, but if we're going off of percentages, he should have been off at some stage. Well, he was very happy to pull out the cards.
That's what I'm saying. We're just card happy, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I think we had 6 and they had 3 or something like that. But there was one where Tarkovsky put in a tackle. He's not even touched him. And yeah, okay, I can see why he's good because it looks like an intent, but he's not touched him at all. He's not even close to him. But
that was the one on the touchline, wasn't it, when he jumped over him? Yeah.
But it's like he's thrown that in there because the crowd was up. The crowd were always going to get something from the referee, and I was expecting a penalty or a red card or something later on because it was there. It was written for them.
The Forest have complained to the FA about the ref.
Oh yeah, the irony, the biggest irony of fucking all. Hang on, they're in the league because of a referee cock up in the playoff final. It's an absolute joke.
I forgot about that.
Absolute joke. How they can say, "Oh, the referee," but it's all right though because Dermot Gallagher's come out today and said about Coleman's penalty that wasn't given. It is what it is. I spoke to loads of people who thought it was a penalty. When it's such a tough call, then VAR won't get involved. Let's rewind 7 days ago to Aston Villa. Just saying. That was my whole argument last week, by the way. Like, if it's such a tough decision, VAR should not get involved. But last week, they did. That was my whole argument for last week. But
I still can't get my head around
that was a rule.
That's what VAR's for.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a rule that they would avoid if it was too.
The second one, where the PGMOL are set to announce a formal apology to Everton after a clear foul on Seamus Coleman was dismissed by the referee.
Because that'll get you your 3 points.
Well, it's another apology. You know, we had one last season when Roger was playing basketball in the box. But that ended up winning Liverpool the league, City the league, losing Liverpool the league, and could have sent us down.
But you got your
I'm
apology.
not even talking about Liverpool yet. Oh yeah,
they said
got
sorry.
an apology.
Yeah,
but-
didn't Mr. Lads
Yeah.
giving Liverpool any credit? Yes. I think we've covered that as much as we're going to.
wait for you
I
to
just
come on,
want,
Dick, anyway.
I do want to say about them. I think it was Darren Bent made a point about Salah being one of the best imports in the Premier League history, and I think he's kind of got a point. He was shouted down because he was like, "Oh, Hazard's better, Bale's better." It's like, yeah, but he's saying that Salah's one of the best in his. And I would say you've kind of got a point. He's been pretty
He's gotta
damn
be
good,
on
hasn't
the
he?
list.
Like, yeah, it has to be, especially as a right-sided forward. There's only Bale and Ronaldo are better than Salah as a right-sided forward. Don't think I can think of anyone else specifically on that side that was better than him.
If you think about it, he would get into any other Premiership team, wouldn't he? Straight away, he'd start.
Yeah, 100%.
Look at it,
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think as well. He's been doing it for a lot longer than most other high-profile. Like Eden Hazard, he fucked off. Salah's still going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's got to count for something.
I think it's just because people think of Salah as the Chelsea flop, don't they? They can't get their head around that he went away, then came back a better player.
Came back stronger, better.
Absolutely, yeah.
Drogba, that's a good shout there for Bash. Drogba's definitely on the list.
No.
What was this? I've got a nice little black and white reel here that Crippy sent.
Explain how that's not a penalty, Crippy, please.
No, I believe it is, but I also believe.
So what are we looking at?
Because I just believe that it's not. I think when I saw it on Match of the Day, I was thinking they're not going to review that.
How can I piss?
I'm not even look at it again. No, it was just. I was just shocked that they didn't review it. It just looks so flimsy to me.
He's been fouled.
It just looks so flimsy the way he goes down, the way he just goes down, the way he goes over his leg and then lets his leg come out. It looked really flimsy to me.
John in can go down last week and you don't go. There's no theatrics at all.
Well, that was it. I again, obviously, I'm a Villa fan, but I would say those two are slightly different. Where McNeil's had to make an effort.
Fans here who both said last week, "Oh, 50-50."
And then until they saw the other shot, then they didn't touch the ball. But I felt McNeil just it was the theatrics of it. I feel he made a lot of it, of the leg stick out. Shelby's planted his foot to the ground. He hasn't moved it any closer at that point. But yet McNeil's obviously seen it. Again, he's entitled to do this. He's seen the leg down and he's gone over it. And it's just the way he's put himself in it to go over it.
He's tripped him up. Play it again.
I don't know.
Reload it.
Keep going. Put on a permanent loop.
He's tripped him up.
Yeah, it's Stonewall. It doesn't matter how he goes down. The point is,
I feel sometimes
I'd give my opinion on one of our penalties, but last time we got one, it was actually in black and white.
You weren't even born. Coleman should have been part of it.
He's trying to have a little dig. But the reason why Coleman goes down is because of his kick back of Colback's leg. If you've got a black and white image of that one, Crippy, Colback actually kicks the bottom of Coleman's foot. And that's the second.
Oh, I think I did see that. I did see that. He got in front of the board, didn't he? Was it that he got in front of the board and got a kick for it as well? Was that it?
So Colback literally puts his leg in front of Coleman's, and then Coleman kicks the back of it. But then he also kicks the boot of him. But it's in real time, it looks a Stonewall penalty, and this is the big thing. If it looks a penalty, why has it not been given? Because if VAR had given that, judging by Dermot Gallagher's comments, it wouldn't have been overturned. But apparently, you're not allowed to have two penalties within 20 minutes on the first half. Apparently, but
that was one. Yeah, I would want to see that one again, because that was where I was thinking, which way is that going to go? Because I always find those ones weird when it's like they put their leg in front, and then you kick it. But obviously, you've gone for the ball, but you've hit the bottom of their stud, so you've been hurt by it. But also, the other player's been kicked by that person as well. So I was really confused which way that was going to go. But obviously, they didn't call it. They didn't give anything. So
it's all right. Liverpool haven't had a penalty this season.
Well, I don't think they have actually.
I mean, still
that's the first.
Kind of ironic that, because the one game Jack went to this season was the penalty shootout. So
Yeah, strikers need to go down to avoid injury. There is an element.
But
of that,
the issue is with McNeil, if he doesn't go down, we probably don't get a penalty.
Yeah.
No,
course,
I agree. No, I agree. I completely agree. And that's why I felt that it wasn't. He wasn't felled by the challenge. He sort of made himself go down for it. And some referees hate that. They'll go, "No, I'm not giving that because it's too theatrical." That's what I was trying to get a debate going. If that is going to be, if you think every referee would give that or not, that's what I would question. I don't know if they would. I don't mind it being given as a penalty. Actually, fine.
Dinosaur Graham Souness in the studio. It's like, can't be a great penalty if you sent the keeper the wrong way.
What?
The wrong
ball in the back of the net. What are you on about?
How are these people getting paid so much to say shit like this?
Just say,
man makes millions as well.
1-0.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a dinosaur. Honest to God, I don't know if he was watching like after the game of the Liverpool one, but Roy Keane's face. Honest to God, it looked like he just wanted to just get out of the seat and be like, right, it's me, you outside. Let's go.
It was quite funny watching how smug Souness and Cara were. It was quite funny.
When it comes
because they're just so biased, aren't they?
Imagine if the shoe was on the other foot, he'd be like, he wouldn't want none of it. It wouldn't be allowed. I mean, Neville said it best at the end of the show. It was like, well, good night from LFC TV or whatever he said.
Yeah.
It's spot on.
Yeah.
Class. Gotta love the banter. Should we have a little update on Leeds then? Obviously, Andy, you've been missing while everything's been going on. What's happening?
We're just the same as you. We can't score. We can't put the ball in the net. We're having decent chances, creating chances. We just can't put the ball in the net. We've gone from shipping him at one end and scoring at the other end to not letting him in at one end or not as many, and then not scoring at the other end. Just can't score.
How are you rating your survival chances?
I think it's 1 goal in the last 5 games we've scored. It depends. We've still got some big games to play at home. We've still got we've got Brighton at home this weekend. I'm not looking forward to that, but we've still got to play quite a lot. I think our game in hand, or was our game in hand, is Forest at home. So there's 3 games. There's 3 games we just have to win. We've got Bournemouth away, Wolves away, and Forest at home. We just have to win them 3 games.
Have you got all the big ones as well to play?
Yeah, we've got Spurs at home, City away, Liverpool at home, Arsenal away. Newcastle. We've got Newcastle to play still.
That'll be a nasty finish. That one.
That'll be a 0-0.
Leeds have got a horrible end to the season. Last 4 games: Man City, Newcastle, West Ham away, and Tottenham at home. That's tough.
It would just like us to go and get 9 points out of that, though, and lose to Wolves and Bournemouth and everybody else.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's a lot of football. There's a lot of football left to play, but I'm not holding out any hope.
You just haven't got a run of games against bottom of the half-table teams enough. You've got maybe 1 and then 2, and then that's it. Then you've got a big team. So it's going to be so hard for Leeds to get any momentum going.
Yeah, that's how it's been all season. We've won 1, then lost or drawn 4 or 5 in a row, and then back to square one again. That's how we've been,
Now it's a new gaffer.
It's all right, to be fair. At least we've actually got an identity. We actually look like we know what we're doing. Defending wise, we've been all right. We're not really shipping a lot of goals. I mean, we've only had 2 league games, but we beat Southampton 1-0 and lost at Chelsea 1-0. So I didn't really expect much from that. I didn't expect much from Chelsea, to be fair. But again, we had some decent chances. We just can't score.
We scored more than Newcastle in 2023.
That's not hard, though, is it? The thing is, we've bought that new lad up front, and he hadn't played since November, and he's only played a couple of games for us. But we've got Rodrigo, who's our top scorer, who's out injured, and then Weetabix Legs, who just comes on. He's injured again, by the way. Bamford, he's injured again.
Never in the world.
At least you've seen him. We've not seen Calvert-Lewin since last year.
Yeah.
But it's so frustrating. But I'm quite pleased with Grazzi. I think he's doing an all right job, to be fair. The players look like they've actually know what they're doing now. We can defend as a team and we can go forward as a team. Not like before where it was just complete chaos all the time for 90 minutes.
Yeah, he's decent for a woman's magazine.
Do you reckon you can stay up?
I think it'll go. It'll go to the wire. I do think it will go to the wire because, like Liam will say with Everton, you see games you think you can win and you lose them, and then what was it this weekend? We literally went up and down into the third, up and down like that 3 or 4 times through 90 minutes. It's just ridiculous. Like again, how we stayed at the bottom 3 again? I don't even know how.
It's so close.
It is 2 points separating 4 teams. It's unreal.
That's it. Anybody grabs that by the horns and goes on a run of 3 games, and you're literally mid-table again.
Yeah. But also, if you lose a couple when you're above, you get dragged back down into it because Forest are in danger of getting pulled back down again.
I hope Forest
Leicester, Palace.
Palace are in big trouble.
We're all just above it.
Palace are winless in 12, I worked out, so they're in big trouble. They got to buck their ideas up.
The worst thing for us,
go on, Andy.
Worst thing for us is people down the bottom. Southampton are starting to pick up points now. Wolves, they was down there. They've just gone see you later and just jumped straight out of it with a couple of wins.
Yeah.
It's just, like I say, it's just crazy. 1 minute you're in it and the next minute you're out.
It's like its own league, isn't it?
A nice easy game on the weekend playing Brentford, who haven't lost in 12 games. And then we play Chelsea away, Tottenham at home, Man United away. So, yeah.
Lovely. What a time to be an Everton fan.
But in a way, honestly, Dyche won't mind that, will he? Because he'll just go, right, we know who the opponent is. Just try and get a point out of this.
I fancy them. If they're at home, it's fine. But away at Chelsea, they're absolutely dog. But that'd be the game that they win 4 or 5-0 against us.
I think it'll be one of those where just low block, don't let anything easy through. Try and see what we have, we hold, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it works, doesn't it? You did it against Arsenal.
It'll be like 2, 3, 4. Like
that's the risk, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, Chelsea against us at the weekend, they was absolutely dog shit, and they got a corner and scored from it. So literally, I think Melly had 1 save to make, and that was that's the funniest thing as well. Our best effort on target was Melier with a 94th minute header when he come up for a corner. That was our best shot on target. That just sums it up.
Yeah.
I want to go on to this one from Bash there. What's your thoughts on Victor Osimhen going for more than
I think they need to cash in on him. Cash in.
I like him. I wrote a piece on him today, like saying that Newcastle were interested, but I cannot see us getting him. Can't even see us going for him. I don't think we'll waste our time. Over 100 million, and what's he on now? Is it 21 goals? No, 19 goals in 21 games.
Absolutely fine.
He's absolutely on fire. But where he'll end up and for how much, I don't know. It's going to be one of the biggest moves in the summer, though, I think.
I'm not sure if he'll come to the Premier League
as well, though.
Yeah,
Milan are sniffing, aren't they?
That's what I think. I think it could be that an inter-country move kind of thing, because I think Manchester United obviously going to be linked because they need a striker, but they might be getting Kane, mightn't they? Because Kane's not going to sign a new deal at Tottenham, and his deal's up next year, so they're going to put pressure on him to try and get him.
They want some at Man United.
He would be brilliant.
It'd be fantastic. He'd be away wherever he goes.
He'd be fantastic wherever he goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would he leave Napoli to go to Milan? Given that Napoli are like 15 points clear at the top of the league now. Or...
Milan haven't got their money, have they?
Orange said they're all a bit half broke, I think.
Yeah, they're all skin.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as skint in football, man. Look at Barcelona.
I know.
Bankrupt and still buying players for 90 million.
But they bought Rafinha through Klarna. They ain't got no money.
Class.
That Napoli team's going to get picked off, though, isn't it? That's the sad thing. They've got a really good squad there. There's that Kovic, he's going to get signed in the summer as well. So it's just like when Monaco won Liga, all their best players got, pilched from other teams. So yeah, sad times for them.
But they get like $500 million if they sell their players. Napoli.
They will, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just if they sold Vicha and Thomas, they'd be like, right,
200 million alone.
Wrap this one up, lads. Anyway, we hinted on Palace. Cricky, reel off your stats, mate. This is one of yours. What's happening?
Liam. Well, yeah. Sorry, it's no win in 9 for Palace, and they've got Man City next. So my point was just that they are in danger of getting sucked into that battle because they looked clear, but like I say, if you lose a couple of games, and you've seen Southampton get a win, West Ham Leeds won the other week as well. So the gap starts to close up because they're 12th in the table, Palace, but
They're
only 3
between us and Palace.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't have many more weeks of dropping points before you're part of the conversation again. So I think they're in trouble.
Trying to find a league table that is up to
because they can't score either. They've scored 21 goals this season.
They're 1-1 specialists out there, Palace. They're always 1-1 their games, or 0-0, or 0-1.
Yeah.
Always low-scoring games.
But yet they've got such creativity in the team. They've got Ezra, they've got Eze, Zaha, they've got such talented players in there.
Elise, yeah.
Elise, Ayew. So it's a funny one with that team.
Do you reckon it's just to do with Vieira?
Well, that's the thing. It's like he had such a good start, didn't he? We're like, oh, Palace are great. But now what happens if they just keep on dropping points? He's going to be under pressure again, isn't he?
Yeah.
Where they are on the table is technically good, but it's misleading, isn't it? Because they're averaging barely just over a point per game, which is pretty. It's relegation form, isn't it?
It's like you say when you think 12th, you think, mid-table, no worries, but it's just two bad games, and you're in the relegation.
Absolutely, and it's been a long run.
Being disrespectful to Palace, though, but are they ever going to get into Europe? Do you reckon? Ever?
No. That team will always go from 9th to 14th out there every season.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, literally, Palace down 6 points between bottom and 12th. That is mental.
It really is.
Really,
so no one's safe in there,
right down the bottom, but that is crazy.
You think anyone from Villa downwards, obviously Villa look like they're pretty much out of it now, but from say 12th downwards, any one of them three can go out there.
Yeah, a bad couple of weeks and you're down.
Bad run of fixtures.
Yeah.
2 defeats and you're out with it. That's so weird.
Crazy.
One
of the best seasons, I think, that we've had in a long time in terms of
the finale is going to do. For a team that are out, but it is going to be an amazing finale. Because every result's going to matter. Every team down there, every game will be important to watch because it's going to change the landscape every week.
Well,
so
just looking at Bournemouth's fixtures, the last 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 games, they've got Tottenham away, West Ham at home, Southampton away, Leeds at home, Chelsea at home, Palace away, United at home, and then we play them last game of the season.
It's like 5 teams in the bottom.
Have to win every game. Teams around us, like against us, Leeds, Southampton, like if they're going to stay up.
Yeah. And they've got the worst defence.
Then you look at Brentford, who, like, what is going on with Brentford?
4 defeats all season.
What is going to happen when?
I don't think he should be playing. I said this the other week. How is he playing?
He should be playing.
I agree.
So like they've got 2 games in hand on Fourth and Spurs. They win those 2 games, they'll be a point behind Spurs in 4th. And obviously he scored again last night. Was it last night? Yeah.
Yeah.
He scored a penalty.
Ridiculous now. Because we know so well.
He admitted guilt, therefore he is guilty. So
should be suspended.
He shouldn't be playing. Yeah.
I know it's not the same, but we suspended a player last season for something. United suspended a player for something as well. But do you get what I mean? It's
it's not the same. Obviously, not the same league in terms of offence. But the thing is, he's admitted guilt. Therefore, that's like case closed. Now it's just a case of how long did they ban him for? It should have started in the second he said, actually, I did that.
Yeah,
because surely they're opening themselves up to a lot of complaints. So, say we play Brentford on the weekend and Tony scores 1-0, we get relegated from it, and he gets banned next year. Well, hang on, he's just been banned last season. The same against Leeds or Leicester, Southampton, Bournemouth, whoever it is. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, I think Brentford have been clever in that regard because they're saying, well, if the Premier League, if the FA haven't got the stones to give you a ban now, we're not going to suspend you. We're going to take advantage of this now because you're going to score important goals and you're going to ruin the landscape of it. And it's going to be, teams aren't going to be happy with this, but you can't take those goals away. So what will happen is like with, remember when Tevez, there was that issue with his third-party ownership, wasn't there? And he scored the goal that sent, was it Sheffield United down?
Sheffield United down, yeah.
And it's like, they let it go on too long to then change it. So it benefited the accused. And this is what's going to be out with Brentford. Brentford are going to say, well, until they say you're banned, we'll just play you. And then they'll have to work it out themselves. If you're not going to set a rule in the sand, line in the sand here, we're just going to take advantage of it. Going to exploit it completely.
You kind of blame Brentford for what they're doing. I think.
No.
If your star player.
Yeah, you play your best players, don't you?
Yeah, if they're not going to force them out, yeah. But they've had. I looked at the when they got promoted, they spent 30 million on new players, and then 45 million this summer, and yet they're 12 games unbeaten in the top half. What, the eighth? Is it eighth? I can't look and see the table. They're doing fantastic.
What's this one? Talking about the men's England team refused to wear the pride flag, yet the women's team are boycotting the visit to Saudi sponsor.
Gail Cotton.
Yeah, the World Cup.
They refused to wear the pride flag. They were bullied into not wearing the pride flag.
If you don't know about the World Cup, then yeah, they weren't allowed to, were they?
Yeah,
I don't
it
know if
wasn't their choice.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, they should have took the stand, but they didn't.
But going back to the Tony thing, if you're at work and you do something at work like where you're going to get investigated, you get suspended on pay while you're getting investigated. So why hasn't he been completely just suspended? I don't get it.
Absolutely. Yeah, happened to Mendy, like they agree with all that. The minute you're investigated and again, admitting guilt, whatever, that's when the player gets taken out of the equation and then the punishment is doled out. So it's so weird how they've done this.
You don't something dodgy at work and they don't say to you, right, we'll see you Monday, but you're under investigation, and you just come in and carry on working.
Yeah. Because everyone at work's really going to accept that, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it.
It just, it doesn't make any sense.
The FA have got their own bail system, apparently, haven't they? Sounds like.
It's just like Liam Point is the one that gets me. Like his goals could send a team down.
He scored an hat-trick against us.
Yeah. It muddies the waters, doesn't it? And then it was like I said, the ban won't even matter by the time it's done because Brentford will be more than safe, won't they? So
I suppose some people could say as well, so if you've still got to play Brentford and then you get suspended and banned now, some people could say, well, hang on a minute, we're playing them when they've got a weaker team, so that's unfair.
Well, this happened last year, didn't it, with COVID? I mean, the prime example, we were supposed to play Newcastle on 28th of December. That got postponed until after the January window when they signed X, Y, Z. Team.
Yeah.
And Arsenal didn't they? Arsenal were like, we haven't got any, our players have got COVID, and then they came back from injury or whatever, wasn't it? And then they had a stronger team to play in their game. I don't know if it's against, I can't remember who it was against, but
but we had to play Chelsea away with 9
half
players.
the squad.
Like literally 9 players, and we played all our kids and somehow got a point.
Same
That's like with Villa's FA Cup.
We played Arsenal just before Christmas when we lost 4-1. You go on the stats and look on the team sheet and look at our bench. It's full of 15-year-old kids. We had no players.
Yeah, we did that in the FA Cup. We had so many players out. We just played all our academy, our reserves under 18s. And we scored against them. So it was Liverpool that was. We lost in the end in the FA Cup, but we scored against Liverpool. And then some of those lads got themselves loan moves away because of that game. So it was quite funny.
But Liam's saying there, about Tony. He could have had a big move if it wasn't for all this. Yeah, he's bugged his career.
Really I reckon though. I reckon that's why no one bought him in January when he was being touted about.
They knew. Yeah, 100%.
Hey, it's Jack. Sky Sports understand free agent Ron Dunsby seen at Finch Fountain. Club will look to bring him into the end.
He's got a shrine of him in his room or something.
How funny would it
be?
I
didn't even read that. I just saw Rondon. I just stopped reading.
So Jack Kenny had stopped reading.
Yeah.
Right, Crippy, you've also got West Ham in your crosshairs, mate.
Going for it tonight.
I know.
He's on one.
Frisky.
It's like what I do like David Moyes, but I don't think he's
I don't.
without blame here. Because if they're on the docket, they finished 6th and 7th last 2 seasons, and they've spent 170 million pounds on new players over the summer, and yet I think they're 16th in the table. And then Moyes is acting like, oh yeah, just to get the players need to get themselves on board. You got the money you wanted for a new squad, and you're doing considerably worse than last season. I think the buck's got to stop at you.
Above the relegation zone.
Yeah. Like, what more could he ask for?
What was one of the goals to concede on the weekend? Declan Rice got absolutely bodied. Was it against Brighton, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4-0,
yeah. Was it Caicedo? He just turned the complete opposite way, and Declan Rice, who's supposed to be
the best player in the world,
200 million worth player of just jogging back. You know, mate, you're the captain of the team. You get back, commit a foul, something, stop the goal, but he's just jogging back. I mean, I don't like Moyes, but he needs to take account. Well, the players need to take accountability for it when on the pitch. But the things like that annoy me. Obviously, I don't even support West Ham.
One thing I want to know about Moyes, I was wondering, where is his eyebrows gone?
The curse of ginger hair. Who would West Ham get in instead of Moyes? Yeah, Southampton, Everton struggle for a manager.
We like Stuart Pearce or something.
Stuart Pearce.
Psycho.
Do a bit, but Matt Noble probably.
Yeah,
You know
he is working for them, isn't he?
Yeah.
Kevin Nolan.
Or Carrick. He's done well at Middlesbrough, hasn't he?
Yeah.
They've got some.
Watch that face.
Frank Lampard's doing fuck all.
Oh, God.
They hate him, don't we?
Could be his redemption story.
They could have Marsh, Yank Lampard.
I have him. Always good for a laugh after an interview.
but yeah, West Ham are just a cautionary tale of how difficult it is for a team to sort of stay top half consistently if you're not a super club that's got crazy money to, and all the media rights and whatever. Because it's like I said, they were meant to be that team that were the best of the rest kind of side. When Everton, West Ham have always been there with Everton and Villa back in the day as well. But now look at them there. Where they, what will next season be like if they just about stay up? They're going to have a squad that's going to get picked off by some clubs. Like say Declan Rice is probably going to leave. Anyone who's half decent isn't going to want to stay. So it's,
I think the issue for West Ham as well, because they're in Europa League, aren't they, or Conference League, whichever one it is. So playing Thursday, Sunday's probably not helped them out. Also, I don't know how big the squad is, but it's a factor.
Did it to like Ipswich, didn't it, back in the day?
Why am I sticking up for West Ham?
No, but it's a good point, though, isn't it? Europe can be a gift and a curse, can't it? If you haven't got the squad to manage that the fixture overload, it can be the worst thing ever.
Yeah, hopefully Newcastle will have that next season.
That's my big worry. We get in and we can't get any players in because the players we're targeting are wanted Champions League football, so we can't get the players we want. Now, we get any better, and then we can't compete in the Premier League because we've got Europe distraction. And
I think when you're in Champions League, you attract players, though, don't you? You'll be able to attract that sort of upper echelon of player, won't you?
That's the thing with the Champions League. Well, we can't compete in it next season, but if we're in it, we can start getting the players in that can help us compete in the Champions League. It's all just a weird circle of shit that I can't get my head around. When West Ham moved, they lost.
Yeah,
well.
and
But
on that, that they were bad for a while, weren't they? West Ham when they moved. There he is.
Back button on the mouse, man.
He's done it again.
I was made the host for a quick second then.
We're taking a different direction.
Start talking sense now. I don't know what you said about West Ham, but I take it.
You said there was shit.
It wasn't their home, was it, for a while? I remember they did struggle because they didn't like the fans being so far away from the players. Yeah, I remember that was a big issue for a while.
Talk of Rafinha in Newcastle, would you take him in a heartbeat? Absolutely. I would take Rafinha at Newcastle, and I would work twice as hard to earn some money so I could get Andy some therapy for when it happened.
Yeah.
Or if
definitely
Rafinha goes
need
to
some.
Newcastle, then who's he replacing?
Who's Rafinha
Is
replacing?
he? Yeah, is he
Almiron.
first team or is he bench? Right,
Nah,
okay.
he'd knock Almiron out that team, I think.
Mhm.
As
So who's on the
brilliant
other
as
side?
Almiron was for 1 month, I think we're back to seeing his true colours.
So who's on the other side then? Who's on the left?
Fraser.
Gordon.
Yeah, Ryan Fraser. No, I think we get
Claire Baldwin.
Yeah.
Garnacho. Which one you on about? Yeah, look the same. Yeah, look the same, don't they?
Yeah.
Look the same. Daft haircut.
Gordon, Isaac, Rafinha, I'd take that. Yeah, that could work. I don't know what's Gordon like down the wing. I don't know. Is he a left-sided player? I don't know.
I'm sure Liam's going to give a glowing review.
I fancy him through the middle more than on the flank, but whatever.
What,
Where do you
as
fancy him,
as a
Liam?
striker or a 10?
Rather as a 10 than a striker.
Well, he
When-
can't
when-
create anything. He's dog shit, but he can beat a man when he wants to.
That'll do for me.
This is the whole reason he got into the team at Everton, and the fans got behind him because he picked up the ball and just ran at players.
Yeah.
And it was like, right, you know what? That'll get the crowd up, and it worked. And then he turned into well, his head thought he was Messi, but his footballing ability was, I don't know, something else.
Messi with
I
a Y.
think every club's got a story about some of them players who think they're better than they are and they move on somewhere and it just goes tits up for them.
Alan said maximum will be ours.
We've had millions.
Yeah. So Villa.
Only thing that Gordon's good at's cooking.
Not
Bash,
Ramsey.
that's terrible. Bash, that's terrible. I'll be having words with you after that. That's a proper dad joke, that. You're in trouble, Bash.
Almost
Shocking.
lifetime ban, that.
Yeah, Bash, that's shocking. I love you, mate, but that's shocking.
Criffy, your lot, Villa. Clean sheets aplenty and goals and things. What's happening? Unai Emery's
Solid clean sheet against Everton. You know, kept him quiet. They didn't give us any trouble at all. Easy that was. And then against no, again, that was fortunate. I won't deny that. But against Palace, we scored a lovely team goal because they were so nice to not press us, and we just passed it around the park. They didn't get a touch of the ball. Scored no goal at the end from it. But yeah, we look quite good. We're not, like I said, we wouldn't be pretty on the ball all the time, but we're effective because we just work the percentages. And the players seem to be well up for Emery right now. So it's I thought I would just put them in there.
Before I forget, sorry, you're on about McNeil before going down like a sack of shit. You've got Ashley Young in your team. How dare you?
I agree. No, I agree.
Tom
That's
Daly.
it. I'm done now.
I agree. Ashley Young is one of the biggest culprits, but he's a good professional, good moral professional. Ashley Young won't have another bad word to say about him.
Yeah, so Emery's obviously found a way to make them players click. It's weird.
Yeah. It's just a new approach. It's someone who knows, knows what they're doing. When you've got that many years' experience as a manager, it's just different, isn't it? Gerrard obviously had lots of ideas, but he was a bit of a dreamer. And at Rangers, it worked because obviously Rangers are always going to be a top 2 team in that league. So at your worst season is still going to be runners up, isn't it, in Scotland? Yeah. But you get found out in the Premier League because, like, look at West Ham, as we said. You know, you've got to be good. You got to die for these 3 points, as Neil Warnock always said. But yeah, I think we look good for. I'd like to be top half, but it's a strong field with Fulham, Brighton, and Brentford. But we're like 7 points clear of 12th place, so it looks like we're not going to get caught. Hopefully, so
yeah,
positive.
Is a rover, aren't they?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You'd have told
I've got Champions League on in the background.
Games,
Havertz just scored an absolute worldie, but it's been flagged for offside, which is so annoying because it was such a good goal.
I just ponder how Villa can grow though, because like I say, we've got so much competition now with Newcastle now being a 7th class team in the Premier League. It's where's Villa's place if we don't spend silly money? We're going to try and do a Brentford and try and find gems by being sneaker in the market. It's hard, isn't it? It's very hard to get that right. Yeah.
Brighton managed.
So I'm not sure.
So one last thing before we go on to next week's score predictions. An Everton takeover.
Yes, the end of Bill
McLaren
Kenwright
vice
is
chairman. Do you think?
Please.
Is it?
So when we played Southampton 6 weeks ago, when the headlock happened, it didn't happen. The ironic is they were in the crowd watching this, was having a meeting with Mashiri, but obviously he didn't turn up, or Kenwright, and he didn't turn up. So yeah, kind of ironic, that, isn't it? But yeah, it's been spoke about for the past 6 weeks at least, but 8 to 12 weeks now. Been movement. So the fella who's vice chairman of McLaren, I think is it Phoenix Suns, he was the owner of, but he sold up he sold or something, or yeah, well, basically he's got money, and he wants to become a minority shareholder, and as part of that, get rid of some of the chair, which is Kenwright and co. So yeah, I'm all for it.
Be part of
New
the
Everton
goes through.
Absolutely.
But it's weird. So obviously Mashiri's this Iranian billionaire, but so is the other fella from McLaren. So they have an idea or something. And well, I think it's all depends on how we survive. If we survive, but we've got the new stadium coming. We need to pay for that somehow, because apparently we don't have any money, but we do. It's weird.
It's like Tottenham were the same, when they got their new stadium.
Yeah, so it's the same situation with us, but the 49ers taken over at the end of the season. Depends on what happens to us, whether we're going to be in the Premier League or not, whether they're going to take over. So,
yeah,
the Premier League.
The Premier League, yeah.
Everton are proper sleeping giants, aren't they? There's so much potential there if you invest. I don't think there's any. They're good. They'd be a good purchase.
Yeah, if someone comes in and runs it right, before we're laughing.
Well, that's all you ask for, isn't it? Your club just to be run right. So you want a level playing field.
You got the fans there, the interest is there, the branding's there, just on the pitch.
Yeah, that's all we've been asking for the past.
Yeah.
7 years since Mashiri took over, but Kenwright's still there. It just doesn't make no sense to me at all. I mean, the only reason Mashiri bought the club is evident because, as part of that deal, Kenwright was still in charge. It's got to be, because obviously there was the links of Sheikh Mansour apparently wanted to buy us before he bought City, but Kenwright turned it down.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Cheers, Bill. Brilliant.
Biggest clue in the world, Bill. That one.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that one.
Yeah. You would have seen me on Sky Sports News with a tea towel around the head instead.
Future, that man.
Need to wear it next week.
Right, let's get some score predictions done. I think everything's getting played over Saturday and Sunday this weekend, which is a novelty.
Like that.
Kicking off with Bournemouth versus Liverpool. And Andy, we'll come to you first because you've been gone for a while, so kick us off.
I don't think it's going to be the same as Sunday's result.
I think it might be.
I'm going to go 3-0. 3-0 Liverpool.
That's the same as what I've got as well, yeah. Liam?
All right, well, Jack Kenny's got about 7 minutes to answer to my message, because he can come in and put his own input on this if he wants to, unless he's a little...
I know he's there.
Exactly, because I saw the comments, so I thought, you know what, he is alive. But yeah, he's got the link, so he can join in if he wants to, but if not, then there's everything about him.
Yeah, get in and
calling him out for it now. Told him he can turn the camera off and everything. Just the voice. That's all we need.
You just be the voice. We just want to hear your thoughts. I mean, it was a hell of a win for you. We invited you and another Liverpool fan on to come and praise it. But
no, don't even put his comments up. I can see his comments. Don't put them up. I can see his score prediction. He can come and say it if he wants to.
If you Liverpool aren't going to show up and speak for yourselves, we're just going to keep throwing shade at you. Simple as that.
If that was us and we'd have just beat Man U 7-0, you wouldn't have got me off. I'd have been on here till about 10:30.
Still pissed from the weekend.
And a scarf out and everything.
I know.
Right,
If
anyway.
if that was me, I'd be on here with a little kind of 7-Up, having swigs everywhere.
Right.
I'll go 4-0 Liverpool.
4-0. Liam has gone 2-2. Bash has gone 3-1. And what was yours, Crippy?
2-1 Liverpool.
2-1.
Conservative.
Conservative Crippy.
Conservative. Yeah.
Splinters in the back of the thighs again.
Gotta get those yellows. Gotta get those yellow scores. Get that prediction going.
It's all about the accumulation of yellows over there. Liam, your lot take on Brentford, who are unbeaten in 12 games, as you pointed out. Is it going to be 13?
Well, Ivan Toney's probably going to score, isn't he? So.
Of course he is. After everything we've said tonight, he's fucking bound now.
I reckon there's going to be goals in it. 5 goals in this game.
Wow.
3-2. I don't know who to.
You toss a coin?
Everton, aren't I?
Gotta go Everton, yeah.
Andy? Oh. We've got a Jack Kenny in the house.
No way.
Hello, Jack.
All right, lads, can you hear me?
Yeah,
hear loud and
he's
clear, son. Finally, the voice to the abuse. Is that it then?
Well, his signals are in this, but
No, what was
Yeah.
saying? Nunes double, boys. I've called it. Nunes double.
A Nunes double and a 3-1 is what you said, right? Is that what you reckon?
Yeah.
About time you lads put some respect on Nunes' name.
Tell you what, we'll make a deal. If he does hit that double, we will do some Nunes respect on Tuesday.
If he does a double, Jack Kenny can do some Nunes respect next week if he wants to.
Yeah.
He's not having a bad season now, isn't he, Nunes, to be fair?
No, he's actually starting to become really good.
Yeah,
So
he's got his ideas.
one side of Jack's bedroom, he's got a shrine of Rondon. On the other one, it's got
We'll not ask what you were doing in Jack's bedroom.
Oh, I wasn't. Don't worry, I wasn't.
So, Jack, thoughts on the weekend 7-0 then, mate?
What can I say? It was unbelievable. And as a neutral,
Jack.
you've got to agree. As a neutral, you all got to agree.
Of course.
Suppose.
It's hilarious.
Well, apart from Liam, of course.
I mean, Jack already knows my thoughts because I was laughing my head off, and I was giving him ammunition to put into his FPL chat to wind up a United fan. So he knows all about that.
Yeah.
Hey, lad, what about Bruno at the end, though? How embarrassing was that? Captain of the club and he's sulking like that.
Pushing the linesman as well, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
He was
what's
getting
that
no
all about?
punishment as well. No punishment.
He is a bit of
as
a
well.
prima donna, though, isn't he? Bruno is. He is a bit like that.
Is it? You mean tosser?
Yeah, it's like with De Bruyne as well. When he's not getting his own way, he's a bit of a knob, isn't he? He's like a
Let me
moaning little knob.
talk.
Yeah.
If one person you could slap and get away with it, it'd be him, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Bruno's got a
Oh,
slappable face.
You've never met Jack Canny in person, so
There's a lot more people on the list I'd get to before Bruno, I think. I would still have Anthony Gordon on that list, to be honest. He's got the most slappable face I've ever seen.
Probably some Sunderland faces as well, Ash?
Who spent
Oh,
45 million on Andy Gordon?
He'll come good, man. Be fine.
Shambolic.
Saying that next season when he's tearing everyone apart. And even I don't believe what I'm saying here.
You might finish another Fraser.
Well, yeah. He's got to be better.
Hey, lads,
than
can
that,
you all
hasn't
see the message under my name?
no, we
he?
can't.
Nah.
I can see it. Liam doesn't want to.
Liam. No, I can't see any messages, like.
No, it's how you got
His headline.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, it's his headline.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes, his headline. I mean, you're consistent, Jack. I'll give you that.
I've always got to make Liam crack a smile on the podcast.
He loves it.
Does he? He comes on to get abused. Right. Anyway, we'll get back to the Everton-Brentford score. You had, what was it, 3-2 Everton?
I said 3 to Everton, yeah. So go on, Jack. What are you going to say?
Is Tony available?
We think so.
Right.
Depends how long he's in Betfred for.
Brentford win. Unless Calvert-Lewin comes back for 15 minutes and gets injured again.
Liam's face.
The thing is, Liam pies off Calvert-Lewin as well more than anyone, so he knows he's sick of it too.
Yeah.
Thing is, Jack gets all of this from me, so it's like annoying. He says he's repeating everything I say to him.
He's firing your own ammo back at you.
Yeah.
Crippy, which way is it going for you, buddy lad?
Going to sit on the fence. Throw me on that fence. 1-1, please. 1-1, please.
The old Crippy's fence.
Yeah, I'm at home. I'm at home on the fence.
Captain Creosote.
I think Brentford will still remain unbeaten, but I reckon it'll be a draw. I'm going to go 2-2.
Yeah. Come on, Andy. There you go.
It's getting as bad as Crippy, you.
What, 2-2?
Yeah. On that fence.
Draw.
And you, Ash.
I've got Brentford 2-0.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Liam. I keep backing Everton and you keep dropping points. So if I go the other way, I could be doing you a favour.
Okay, then.
Hey, Ash, sorry to cut you off.
What was that, mate?
Sorry to cut you off, but do you think Liverpool will now finish above Newcastle?
That's a good question.
Oh, they got the momentum.
I probably think they will, yeah.
So top 4 Liverpool?
Yeah, I think Liverpool will squeeze into the top 4 and Newcastle will probably finish 5th.
What about Tottenham?
Not consistent enough.
True.
What about
Then
9
again,
defeats?
then again, now there's Newcastle, so... I don't know. I'll be happy top 6, though. Like I said earlier on, top 6 I'd be chuffed with. It's just the
hey, lads,
nature of
don't be nice because Liam's here. Or Everton getting relegated or not.
Well, we said Leeds, didn't we? I think sorry, Andy. We did. I predicted Leeds would be the one to go down because they can't score.
We're used to it.
And I felt, yeah.
Leeds, Southampton, and Bournemouth, I think, was what we came up with last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
That's
Everton
just
will be
because Liam's
safe.
on the podcast, though. You're being too nice to Liam.
Well, me and Liam, we went a little mini scrap, but it's only because of Dyche. I believe in Dyche. I think he's smart enough to keep them up. I don't think.
The thing is, whoever stops up, if it's Leeds or Everton, it's going to be at the expense of Leeds or Everton, probably.
Yeah.
I think one of those two teams, is going to take that third spot. But it's like
you'd be shocked if Leicester bottled it, wouldn't you, or something? That'd be madness.
It's a stupid saying, isn't it? They're too big to go down. It's not true because no team is, but you feel like Everton kind of are. I don't know.
Squad, yeah.
It's too bloody tight. Anyway, we had some 3-1 Brentford from other Liam and Bash sitting on the fence as well.
My fence. Thank you, Bash.
Christ, is the mayor of the fence there. 2-0. Next up is Leeds versus Brighton. So it's back to you, Andy.
Go on, Andy. Andy, sit on it.
All I can see there's going to be some hashtag frisky coming here for somebody. No, I think we're pretty tight. But I think we'll still lose though. I'm going to go. We'll lose 2-1. I think we'll lose 2-1.
You're backing yourselves to score.
Yeah, that's about the only positive I can think of at the minute. Yeah.
That is hashtag frisky in itself. Super frisky.
It depends because Rodrigo's meant to be back this weekend. He's our top scorer, so if he's back, we might actually have someone who can have a shot.
Well, Bash is super frisky.
Cheers, Bash.
Bloody hell.
Liam's just got your 2-1. He's going the same. What about War, Liam? What have you got?
2-1 Leeds.
Yeah.
Go on, have it.
Yeah. I'm copying Liam.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah, copying Liam.
You do realise we haven't beat Brighton for about 200 years.
And Brighton's away form is insane. 3 wins, 2
So you're
draws over the
saying
last
there's
5.
a chance?
Literally, Brighton are one of our bogey teams. We always lose to Brighton every time we play them.
Well,
Last
there's
time
a
you beat
time.
Brighton,
Here's
it was
change.
the last time you had a
Yeah.
penalty. Jack,
1-0
what's your
with
thoughts
a
on this
penalty.
one?
Oh yeah, speaking
Come
of
on.
penalties, Liverpool have generally not had a penalty this season in the Premier League.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's bad.
I couldn't believe that either.
Yeah,
Crazy.
considering
what-
Salah's a diver, we've not had a penalty.
That's true.
Wow. You actually admit
He's
it.
worse than Young. Yeah, he's worse than Young.
I did quotation
Whoa,
marks, you just
whoa,
couldn't see
whoa,
her.
whoa, whoa. He's not worse than Young.
Wow.
Jack, what's your score prediction for Leeds Brighton?
1-1.
I'll take it.
Save.
Fence is going to keep
Yeah.
lower. I have once again gone against my podcast buddies, and I've got Brighton 2-0.
Click that leave button again.
What's that?
Click that leave button again.
Don't say that 'cause I might.
No, go. That's gonna accidentally become the host or something, and God knows what
That'd be class.
We'll change it to the London podcast or something.
Darwin Rondon. Leicester and Chelsea. So this is a weird one. Crippy.
Well, Chelsea should win, but their away form is god awful. So I'll go Chelsea 2-1, but it wouldn't surprise me if they bottled it.
Yeah, that's
What a crap team this season.
In Graham
Garbage,
Potter,
aren't
we trust.
Somebody has to. Yeah, I've backed Chelsea 1-0. But I struggled for a while to come up with that one. Andy, what's your thoughts?
Well, I watched us against Chelsea and it was awful. And then I watched Southampton against Leicester and Leicester was awful. So I'm going 0-0.
That actually makes a
Yeah.
shitload of sense.
Now get a quid on a free all.
That's a
Both teams score
3-1.
both halves.
Is that Leicester?
Yeah.
Wow. Bash is going Leicester hard. Chelsea 2-0. Leicester couldn't score at all. Interesting. Liam?
I'm going Chelsea 2-1. Chelsea playing Dortmund on the 1-0 up, and it's been all Chelsea from this first half from what I've seen.
Promising.
I mean, half of the squad's getting rested, isn't it? Because they're not allowed to be registered for the Champions League. So, you know,
Yeah, that's a kick. That's a kick. So the first team was out, didn't they, for the Champions League squad?
yeah,
Why?
Too many players.
only
Just kept on
registered
signing.
so many players.
All right.
After
Fucking
January, you can
done
only
something.
register 3 new players.
Yeah.
But we've got no strikers registered.
No, they just forgot the rules.
Forgot. Yeah.
Keep on signing.
Jack, what you thinking?
Yeah, 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea. That seems to be the general consensus on that one. Next up is Spurs and Forest. This is another interesting one, actually. Both teams very spotty form, very hit and miss.
If it was at Forest, I'd say Forest. But I think home advantage should see Tottenham through.
Yeah, what are you thinking score-wise?
2-1. Ash, 2-1.
That is fine, because that is what I've got as well.
Good.
Liam, what have you got?
2-0 Spurs. Richarlison's going to score.
You say that every week. He doesn't even play.
He's going to have to do it
at
at one
score.
stage, hasn't he?
Yeah. Imagine if he doesn't score before the season finishes. He's got no Premier League goals in 17
We
games.
all know he's going to score 1 goal this season, and it's going to be 1-0 Spurs against Everton.
Probably how it's going to go down. Liam B's
And
got
he'll do
3-1
that.
to Spurs.
He'll do that when he'll score. Be like, steady. No.
Bash gone 2-0 to Forest. Interesting. Andy, what's your
Go on, Forest.
I'm going what I hope it'll be. I'm going to go Spurs 1-0.
Me nice, yep. Jack?
I mean, I've got my Forest winning, so Everton a bit further down, but I'll go 2-0 Tottenham.
2-0 to Spurs. Palace versus Man City. This is only going one way based on Crippy's findings this week?
Watch me jinx it there. This is me all over. I would have written a long piece about why Palace is struggling, whatever, and then I'll just turn it around and make it look like a knob. So we'll see.
That stings.
That's nailed on.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-0 Richarlison and Danjuma. Oh, that's evil. City 2-0. Liam's got here. So what was yours there, Crippy?
Yeah, I'll go 2-0.
You want 2? Bash has gone 4.
Yeah.
Jack, what's your thoughts?
Palace seem to be Man City's bogey team, so I'll say 1-1.
Oh, good one. Andy?
I was just going to say, this is one of them games where Man City have one of them games where they just lose to someone really shit. They have one every now and then, don't they, where they just lose
They do,
to someone shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2-1 Palace.
Liam, what you thinking?
Is this a 3 o'clock kickoff?
I think it's Is it the 5:30 one?
No, yeah, 5:30.
Given
It's 5:30.
the order they've appeared.
Yeah. Ooh, under the lights.
5:30. Yeah, Palace 2-1.
Past 2-1. I've gone the same as Bash. I've gone 4-0 City. Hashtag super frisky. London derby. Fulham versus Arsenal. Andy, what do you think?
Fulham are in good form, aren't they? And that guy who's scoring all the time. What's his name? That new fellow they've brought in. I'm going to go 1-1.
That would be a hell of a result for Fulham and for everybody else, I think, actually. Liam's gone 1-1. Bash has gone 2-all. The draw seems to be winning this one.
Is that Solomon? That's it. That's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Solomon. Not Rondon.
No.
Liam, what's the score going to be, my friend?
3-1 Arsenal.
3-1. Crippy, what's your thoughts?
2-1 Arsenal.
Jack?
2-1 Arsenal. Injury time winner.
Again.
Yeah.
I've got 2-1 Arsenal also. Next we have Man United versus Southampton. Will they bounce back? That is the question. Liam?
I hope so.
Yeah, same. I hope so as well.
I'm going to go 2-1 Man United. And it's going to be it's going to be one of them.
Another injury time winner.
Yeah. 2 goals in injury time for United. Me and Andy celebrating, going absolutely mental. Ronaldo celebrations in our living room, even though he's unplayable anymore.
2-0 United from Liam and a 3-2 from Bash.
Goals.
But I think that's pretty bold, that 3-2 with Southampton. Jack, you said 7-0, mate. Are you sticking with that?
No, but Southampton win. Just so they go over with Everton.
Fucking hell, man. You're lethal, aren't you?
Weird, we're supposed to be friends. Oh my God. Stab.
Crippy, what was your scores?
I'll go 3-1. Sorry, 3-0. 3-0. I think we're going to run them over. Yeah.
Sorry, Andy, what did you say again, mate?
I'm going to go Man U 4-0.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Because they're going to get a smack, aren't they? They're going to get woken up by Ten Hag. They're going to put on a performance.
The bounce back.
Yeah.
I've won 2-0. I do think they'll bounce back. This
Bounce
one
back
I might something that happened at the weekend.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was. West Ham versus Villa, Crippy.
The Claret Derby. 2-1 Villa.
2-1, yeah. Liam?
I mean, it's the only time I ever want Villa to win now. 1-0 Villa.
Liam's back in Villa as well with 2-1. And Bash.
Bash, you want the goals, man. Rashford's goals.
Well, Andy, what do you think?
I'm going to say with Liam 1-0 Villa.
Jack, what's your thought?
Crippy, it's written in the stars. Danny Ings double 2-1.
If he does,
Oh,
mate.
Big one.
Oh, if he does.
Never thought about Danny Ings.
Yeah, we sold one of 2 strikers in January and thought, let's get some guy from the MLS to replace him. Clever stuff.
At least you got a striker in.
Yeah, you can have him if you want.
Yeah.
He's not very good. Well, he's learning his trade, but yeah, we'll see.
I have gone. I'm well and truly on Crippy's fence.
Ooh,
I've gone 0-0.
ooh.
I'm not sure why. It's just how I was feeling at the time. And finally, Newcastle versus Wolves. I'm sure Liam and Andy would also be wanting Newcastle to win this one. Andy, what thoughts?
Newcastle are going to find the shooting boat. It's going to be 4-1 to Newcastle.
Fucking hope so. Liam, what do you think?
2-0, and that lesbian's going to score.
Oh, bye, Jack.
He does that a lot.
He's gone.
Usually he does that on a night out. He just disappears and doesn't say anything.
He's back.
He's back. He's fine.
I'm here, lads. I'm here. Got 0-0 written all over it, that girl.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Liam, what was yours again, mate?
2-0 Newcastle.
2-0 Crippy.
Lesbian double.
1-0 Newcastle.
We're going to get in trouble for that, aren't we now, Andy? Well done. We're going to get in trouble for that one.
I've also gone 1-0 Newcastle because, we can't score more than one. We can't score any, really. Liam agrees.
You've got to win.
Again.
I love it.
I don't love it. He's gone 3-0 Wolves.
Yeah.
Fucking
this would be the craziest. This would be the craziest weekend of games, wouldn't it? If Bash's predictions come in.
The most goals ever scored in the Premier League weekend.
If he gets a quid on them results, he'll be buying Everton next week.
Go for it.
At least it's not Jack.
Ken Wright won't allow it.
Jack becomes the majority shareholder.
It's happened before. Not Jack, but a Liverpool fan in charge of Everton.
Has it?
Yeah. One about the fella before Ken Wright was a Liverpool fan.
How the hell did that happen?
So your current manager, isn't it?
Yeah, was.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Fucking nuts, man.
We appointed McLeish to Villa. McLeish was Birmingham City. We appointed him. I was like, that's going to go well with the fans. Just like bloody appointing Benitez. Smart owners.
Very clever.
Really clever.
Right. That's I think that's us done for the week. Unless anyone's thought of anything that you want to throw in before we go.
A good 40-minute monologue if you want, Ash. Just to keep everyone here till 10 o'clock.
Some of us have work at 6 a.m.
Yeah, some people have a life. I do not, so I'll keep talking.
Fair enough.
I guess so.
Right, well, it remains to be seen now if next week we have to praise Darwin Núñez live on air. That'll suck.
Again.
He's gone again. Yeah, well, he'll not be coming back this time because we're all about to go. So, just remains for you to thank everybody for getting involved in the comments. Thanks, Jack, for actually turning up and following through on your threats.
Well,
yeah, well, not everyone.
Get some credit. Give him some credit.
Yeah, he still did it. He followed through for the first time.
It's a start. He'll be back.
He'll be back. He'll be back next week to praise Núñez, apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, just thanks for everybody for watching. And if you've watched this on YouTube, hit the like buttons and share buttons and feed that algorithm. And we'll catch you next week at 8 o'clock. And they think it's all over.